Hi guys, welcome to the House of Ginger. Today, we're going to get into a few topics that I think are super important. I don't know how in touch you are with the universe right now because considering, we've migrated into 2021, whoop whoop, but there's a few things that are just clapping back on us in this year that should have stayed elsewhere, far, far away from this year. So, let's step into it. Get the thing out of my eye that just wanted to migrate in and have a chat about it. So, apparently, when you're a billionaire, you have nothing better to do but write a book and tell us all how to live our lives. Yes, we're going to step into this little notion. Now, if you think my eyebrows are not on fleek, feel free to let me know in the comments below. This was just a crazy quick, I'm not here for makeup. That's not my game. Everybody else has really good pointers. Not my bag. This is the House of Ginger, where I'm a mixed bag of goodies. Totally. You see the other videos, you'll know. Mixed bag of goodies. So I'm going to step into it, and you're going to say you shouldn't step into it. And I'm going to say, you know what? The Lord laid it on my heart. And you're going to say, well, you need to really step back and take a thought about that. And I'm going to say, you're probably right. And I'm going to pray about that just a little bit and let it meditate day and night as we should and go from there. And then when the good Lord doesn't let you sleep at night and puts it on your brain and it won't let you sleep at night and he says, this is really important, I need you to share, you share. So if you're concerned about my well-being, super. Let's pray about it together right now, shall we? Let's go. Lord, thank you so much for this day. It is a beautiful Sunday. And in the sunny state of Florida, we got some sunshine, we got some cold, and we know people are seriously suffering with this cold weather. It is just not fun. Nobody really loves the cold. They love the cold. They don't love the side effects of the cold without the heat to go along with it, Lord. So please bring them warmth, bring them security, bring them water, bring them the basics that they need. And let's get going in this. Amen. All right. Now, here we go. We're going to step into the twilight zone. So, Bill Gates, if you haven't already heard, has bought up some farmland. Bill Gates, if you haven't already heard, wrote a book on avoiding climate disasters. Now, you're saying to yourself, but Ginger, this is a good thing, right? How is this a bad thing? Okay, well, do your research, follow the bouncing ball on the dots. Usually, when there's a song on the bottom, you see the word and there's the bouncing ball that bounces along and it says, this is what we're doing, because each word has the bounce. All right, so real quick, there you go. Follow the bouncing ball. Bill Gates, bajillionaire, over and over and over again, has made insane amounts of money. Kudos for him. Kudos. You knew how to market your product, marketed it well. Kudos. However, yes, so much money, can't keep it all. Appreciate it. Trying to share. Now, how dost we share this financial well-being? That's why they made a foundation for it. Okay, so thusly we've stepped into 2020 and are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are your nuts and bolts turning? If someone is that wealthy and has made their wealth in the United States of America, so wealthy that they have to give it away through their foundation, can't they provide a tiny, teeny tiny stimulus check for, I don't know, Americans? I digress. Let's step into the real challenges here. So, climate change. Does it exist or doesn't it? That is the $1,000,000 question. What happens? Siberia has an ice melt. Hmm. Hmm. Is Siberia still there? Yes. Does Siberia always warm up to a degree? It does. And it gets cold as crap. Which crap is technically not cold, but you know what I'm saying. It gets really cold. So cold, nobody really lives there. Very, 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 very few people live there. Very, very few animals live there because it's so stinking cold. Nobody wants to live there. Who can blame them? All right, so this is where we monitor climate change. Okay, Texas. Sorry for your loss. Apparently, climate change. The world is warming up so hot. Oh, miserable. Absolutely suffering with this heat that we have in nowhere because it's cool and crisp outside. I don't care where you live. There's going to be some chilliness. In the morning, in the evening, there is some coolness that happens. But let's move forward. Back to quit digressing, Ginger. So, not only is there a book out, not only is there climate change question mark, there's also
Make clean choices when you buy. Every time you order a plant-based burger, you're sending a signal to the market that there's demand, which means more.
now I don't know about you, but yes, I have eaten a plant-based burger. They're not terrible, but physical bodies, like the physical bodies that you and I possess currently, until we no longer do, need nutrition. Where does we get that nutrition? Well, creatures. Creatures happen. Yes, at least 50% of your intake should be healthy foods, aka it grew up from the ground. Not a doctor, just saying. If you can do it, super. 75% better, 90% I'm sure is the best. But on occasion, you will have low vitamin deficiencies. Could be various levels of different things. Vitamin D, for instance. When it's super cold outside, people don't go outside, so therefore they don't get their vitamin D. That happened to me one year. It was weird, but fix that. Iron. Iron is a support intake thing that we get from various sources. Those green crustaceous thingies, those reds, those purples in the veg world that we eat, and the fruits that we eat, maybe more so in the veg. Not so sure about getting iron from a fruit. I want to check on that. Let me know. But the best source of an iron is the meats. Now, I don't know about you, but on occasion, I like a little meats and cheeses. I call it my charcuterie board. It's full of snacks that are delicious, that were created from that cute little cow. Thank you, cute little cow, for giving me butter, milk. I almost said eggs. Wow. Okay, let's cows, Ginger, cows. Butter, milk. What else? What else do we get from Moo Moo? We get meat. All right. Do we get whippy creamy? Because that comes from milk. Goats. What do goats provide us? Well, goats have goat milk. Some countries, not the U.S. that I'm aware of, eat goat. Now, there might be some places in the U.S. where we eat goat. Okay. But it's bigger overseas. One of those things. What else we got? What else do we get? Chickens provide the eggs that I was thinking some reason a cow did for a hot minute there. Chickens provide the eggs, provide the meat. Do I go on? I could, but I'll stop there. So, do we really, really want to buy just plant-based? I don't know that we do. So, tilt the scales in someone's favor because heaven forbid. No, I'm getting there. Bill Gates has bought up farmland. So apparently, are you seeing this? Yes. Okay. He has diversified his portfolio to include 200,000 at least. This is the at least number. 200,000 plus acres of farmland since 2014. He's been going at it. Now, why is he doing this? Not really sure. Huh. Support country-led inclusive agriculture. What is inclusive agriculture? Don't ask, because I don't really care. But apparently, he is now the largest farmland owner in America. Why? Why does a billionaire need to buy that much acreage? Louisiana, Arkansas, state of Washington. Hmm. How are these farmlands going to be used? Oh, wait. Was that something I saw? Sustainable farming. Inclusive agricultural transformation. Still don't know what. I don't either. Oh, wait. Maybe because, see, he can plant plants and make
Plant-based burger, you're sending a signal to the market that
a plant-based burger for you. So you won't eat cow.
innovators will get to work. so we rely less on cattle that are a major source of the methane that is heating up the planet. And plant-based meat will get cheaper and taste better.
Okay, so heaven forbid we like a cow. Well, let's think about this then for a hot minute. Are there alternatives to the cow? Think about it. Why, yes. Yes, I believe there are, class. What do you think there is? Well, there are buffalo. Who ever heard of a buffalo? Well, the buffalo randomly typed in buffalo. Is buffalo meat better than beef? Question mark. Because of federal laws and industry regulations, most bison meat sold in the U.S. is also raised without antibiotics and hormones. Environmentalists also say that grass-fed bison is more sustainable meat choice than beef because bison keep the ecosystem. Oh, I'm going to show you. Hold the phone, people, because you need to see this. It's not just me saying it. Bison keep the ecosystem in check through grazing and produce less greenhouse gases than cows. Why does buffalo taste better? Is buffalo meat better? Buffalo meat versus beef. Moo. Cow versus buffalo. There we are. Beef contains more sodium and folate than bison. Bison contains more magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, and vitamin E. Buffalo meat is better across all cuts. Buffalo meat is lower in calories and fat. Well, heaven forbid you see it on the internet. It must be true. Seriously, though, feel free to do your own research. But here we are again. It's more filling. Oh, thanks. Lean buffalo meat has 2.4 grams of fat per 100 grams. Berkeley Wellness, for example, 66,000 pounds of bison meat were recalled due to possible E. coli contamination. Well, heaven forbid that happens to cows too. Whether grass-fed or grain-fed, bison meat is leaner beef. All right. Oh, that's Berkeley. Well, if it comes out of Berkeley, So, heaven forbid, I don't really know if that's Berkeley related to the school or whatever, but nonetheless. Tons of research to look that up. Buffalo. Okay, so the cows are not the best. Poor cow. But the buffalo is better. Now, quick question. Who were the first people to utilize buffalo from start to finish, from head to freaking tail butt? The Indians, and they were brilliant at it. So learn from the natives. Shall we learn from those who came here first? Shall we culturally appropriate what we should learn from other? Yeah. So, enough about that. Let's move forward. Where are we in this field trip through global crisis? All right. Blase, blase. It gets better. Blase, blase. Cars. Houses.
Materials, and dozens of innovations that will appear in the next few years.
Businesses and governments.
All right.
That will appear in the next few years. Energy efficient appliances, low carbon building materials, and dozens of innovations that will appear in the next few years.
Now, to stay on topic, primarily we're going to talk about those few things. A, he's bought up a bunch of land. Why? We should all eat synthetic beef. But I swear to you, and it's funny as I'll get out, if you look at some of the articles that were put out, he takes people, aka the news people, to his favorite burger joint. His favorite food is burger. Now, are those plant-based burgers? I don't think so. But feel free to do some research. Now, real quick, when you see this little shopping cart balancing act full of household items, all right, so we got cars, we got refrigerators. I'm sorry, but my washer doesn't need to talk to me. If my washer starts talking to me, I'm going to freak out. My washing machine doesn't need to be remotely started from 5 miles away. Hey, I'm coming home, washing machine, start. Get home, get settled, have a snack, throw your laundry in. It's not hard. Hi, Google Watch. Hi, Apple Watch. Hi, every watch that's going to listen to my every word, my every being, my every what the hell ever. Monitor my heartbreak. Okay. Monitor my heartbreak. That was cute, Ginger. Thank you. I appreciate that one. Monitor heart rate. Take care of business. No, 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 no. No, no, no. If you've had a heart attack, your call. Fitbit, maybe. All right. So back to the scale. Said scale. What do we got on the scale? The washer and dryer. Right, right. Please don't talk to me, washer and dryer. I won't like you. Cars. Let's understand cars have been around forever-ish. And cars can run on other things besides gas, petroleum, gasoline, however you want to play the words out, fossil fuel. Cars have been known to run on steam. There was a guy who got no traction. At some point, he invented an engine that didn't need gas. I promise you, it was interesting. I think he was in Florida. If I'm not mistaken, it was Tampa. And if I'm not mistaken, it was reported on a news segment. So, feel free to look in that direction for that type of engine situation. And it's been around. It's not new. Okay. So, what happens when there's no gas? Well, farm equipment, for one, don't work. Farm equipment need gas. Or go back a couple years, pre-Victorian age. What do you got? Horses, cows, ox. Horses, cows, ox. What are we trying to get rid of? Cows? Things with horns, ox. Gee, but aren't these things useful? I mean, honestly, if I don't have a horse and I have a cow, can't my cow ox help me plow the field? Why, yes, they can. Yes. So the poor cow is still useful, even though you're trying to get rid of it. So, no gas, not working your farm equipment, because I'm really not sure that farm equipment is going to be solar running. Uh, difficult. Difficult layers, because farmers get up before the sun. And usually, once the sun goes down, that's their day. Merry Christmas. They deserve to be done when the sun goes down. But from sun up to sundown, that tractor is probably go, go, go. Things on the farm are go, go, go. So you're going to tell me that your wind turbine is going to create electricity? Because literally you would need one per farm. But what happens when there's no wind? Like today, if I was relying on wind power, I'd be screwed. Mm-mm-mm. So how else are we going to create? Oh, solar. Solar, right. We were just talking about solar. So I'm going to put on top of my tractor a solar panel because I'm smart like that. But what happens when it's raining? Was my tractor able to store that solar energy? Because it's been raining for 3 days. And because my tractor is out of saved solar energy 3 days ago, 2 days ago, now 1 day ago, I've used up all the energy that was stored in my tractor. It's day 4 and it's still raining and I can't run my tractor. Problem. Yeah. So, can you afford an electric car? Because I sure can't. $50,000 vehicle? Fancy. Why? Why so fancy? Why so expensive? Because it's so new on the market. You remember when your DVD player first happened? I know. You're of a certain age and you're like, DVD players have been around. Duh. No. Things got invented, things got created. We migrated from the VHS to the DVD. Where are we now? Straight in. Streaming services. Freaking awesome. Technology is sometimes helpful and amazing. Sometimes, take it for what it is. It's not always the best. So, no gas, nowhere to run my electrical farm equipment, equals no way to plow up that field, equals no way to feed you. That's frightening. That's a frightening thought. Yeah. So, manual labor. Woo-hoo! Merry Christmas. We're back to it. It's pretty much what it is. Think about it. Robot's going to take over your life. It can do your laundry. It can drive your car. It can tell you what you need to put in your refrigerator. What are you left to do? Go to the grocery store and buy it? Or is there a bot for that too? Do you need something to do at your job? Or is there a bot for that too? Do you need to go out and farm Bill Gates' land? Because the solar tractors don't have any sun on them, storing the energy because it's been 4 days and it's still raining. Manual labor. Get back to it. All right. One last little note here, if I may be so bold. Billionaires have pledged to give away half their wealth. All right. Good for them. As a way to encourage fellow billionaires to step up to the philanthropic plate, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates started Giving Pledge in 2010, encouraging billionaires to give away half of their earnings. You saw that right. Half of their earnings, and over 81 billionaires have joined the pledge. The number now, as of 2014, this is now 2021, who knows how many. There are over 120 billionaires. Now, 120 billionaires is a small number of billionaires, if you think about it. I graduated with a class of about 400 people. So that's literally 1/4 of that class, roughly. Okay? 400 and change, just rounding numbers. So therefore, 1/4 of my high school graduation class is a billionaire. Kudos. 1/4. Now, 120 people in the scheme of millions of people is a drop in the bucket, aka the 1%. AKA, I'm going to step back over here and go, they're going to do what? Giving Pledge. And donate to notable charities all over the world. Okay. Super. Well, pandemic happened. And since pandemic happened, lots of people have lost their jobs. Lots of people have had their jobs taken away from them without any fault of their own. This gal included. Nonetheless, when you see something like that, it makes you think just a little bit. Okay, I'm not asking for a handout. You want me to answer phones? You want me to do some typing? I got some basic skills. I got other skills. I'm adaptable. I can learn. If you want me to work for my money, I get it. Not a problem. Situation. If you've got 120 billionaires, billion, and maybe one or two, maybe five, in the United States alone, let's say they have currently $1 billion. It is now 2021. We went through the pandemic. What have they done with that $1 billion pledge? What is half of $1 billion? I don't really know. Let's go type this in because I don't. Let's find out. Let's find out together. What is 1/2 of $1 billion? What is half of $1 billion? There we go. 500 million. All right. I know. It was a simple answer, but just one that just off the top of my noggin. Math's not my forte. So, 1/2 of 1 billion is 500 million. Now, if we take 500 million, because that's thousands, that's I don't care about the Indian rupee right this minute. So, if you take this number and divide that up somehow, some way, and you give some people who are desperately hurting, desperately in need of funds, who can't feed themselves, I believe we have a stimulus package, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm no mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, but I think a little bit could go a long way. Okay, so you don't want to just give money away. Got it? Understandable. Food banks. Who had to make sure potatoes weren't going into holes? Yeah, I saw that video and it frightened the crap out of me. Just dumping potatoes because nobody's able to buy potatoes because there's no middleman to take it to the grocery store, distributor, retailer. There's like a three-part situation going on in our farm world. Farmer, distributor, retailer. This had closed off hours. This was gone for the most part. Why, I don't know, but for some reason it was. So, tons and tons of potatoes were going into holes, and therefore tons and tons of food was going to waste. Well, thank goodness, I don't like to say the government, because it wasn't the current government that stepped in. It was the last government under 45 that y'all cry about for no reason. Honest to God. Look up all the stuff he did, not all the stuff he tweeted. Move past the tweets. We are more than the tweets we put out there. Seriously, people. So, stepped in, rescued the food, put it in our mouths. Hallelujah. Nobody has to starve in the United States of America if it's distributed properly, which it sometimes isn't. So therefore, I know, government, blah. But currently, look at all the crap they're feeding us and pay attention to what you're really being told.
So it was all nothing to do with the disappearing nuclear physicist and Colonel Mustard's work on the new fusion bomb.
No, communism was just a red herring. Mrs. Peacock did it all.
There's no proof.
All right. I'm going to leave you on that one because Lord knows that's just the best. So, land. Do you own any? If you do, make yourself a teeny tiny little farm. If you don't have a green thumb like I do, I understand. I have a pink thumb. Probably it's going to get full of dirt, so it's going to be a black thumb. Not sure about my green thumbs, but I'm going to work on it. So far, they're pink. This has been the House of Ginger. This hasn't been an easy topic. I skimmed the top, literally, on purpose, so that you can look into some things for yourself. Why does a billionaire need a billion acres of land? Will this continue to be farmland? Why are the poor cows not being replaced by buffalo when buffalo take up less acreage, emit, God forbid, less farts and carbon emissions? Jeez Louise, people. And honestly, look up who the worst offenders are of this whole climate. Oh my girl. No, we are the least worst offenders. We are the least worst offenders. And only thanks to 2020 has it even reduced. I mean, honestly, it's hilarious when you think about it. But unfortunately for Texans, it's not a joke. I'm sure currently they want to be holding the candlestick in that clue. And they want to bonk a few heads. But not to incite the riot. They're sitting in the cold because solar panels are frozen, full of snow. So manually you got to go out there and scrape that off. Go. Wind turbines. Frozen. Can't do a thing about it. They are a bajillion feet up in the air. I exaggerate. Currently stiff. Can't generate anything. So, not to say these newfangled technologies are bad, but sometimes you've got to keep some old technologies around because some things just go to pot. And when the new stuff goes to pot, you have a backup system. If you don't have a backup system, your refrigerator shuts down for no reason because the Wi-Fi connection. Oh, that's weird. My Wi-Fi connection went down every night at midnight. So no refrigerator, shuts off. My laundry quits, won't come back on. Heaven forbid the Wi-Fi power. Why has everything got to be connected? It doesn't. My Wi-Fi, my refrigerator, and my laundry machine do not need to talk to each other. They just don't. Sometimes old technology, regular inventions, yes, they improve with time. But not everything new is shiny and fabulous. So, just wanted to put that out there for research. Do your own research. Look into things. Figure out what this is about. Also, real quick, off the topic, sort of on the topic, is if you check out India, India is currently feeling the pain.
To kill people in concentration camps.
That was not their aim. Their aim
No.
was to give people enough.
No, the aim was to make chemicals that kill people. After the wars, they said, why should we stop making these chemicals?
We're making these chemicals now.
So, I know. You're like, who the flip is he and why do I care? So, this Shiva lady is interesting. I recommend you check out her book. Let me find her.
GMOs.
What advantages and benefits are these big tech companies that are meddling in Indian agriculture claiming to offer? And how does this all...
All right, well, her last name is Shiva. I know that's not helping, but I'm trying to find it. And there are things going on in this world that are a bit cray-cray. So do some research. Don't just sit down and be sleepy about it. If you've got a voice, use it. All right. Video went long. Nonetheless, this is what we're about. We're figuring it out together. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. This is the House of Cougar.